Good, good, good evening. Sorry, I'm laughing. We were preparing for like 20 minutes, and then as soon as we come on, I get a message from Malcolm saying his internet dropped. So,
And I was the
he's
first
back.
one on. I was the most prepared.
Yeah, me and Malcolm have been preparing for like 25 minutes on this StreamYard, and then as soon as I click go live, his internet cut off. You can't make it up, this stuff. Right.
How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, how is everyone doing?
Fantastic.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Awesome. Good weekend. Good start to the week. Excited for the AMA.
Yeah,
I
I think we all are.
I'm having sleepless nights leading up to the beta. Seen some inside sneak peeks.
Yep, and we have Benji with his upgraded camera. I think he switched to his upgraded camera, so we're...
Yeah, it's not completely there yet. But
his brightly colored polo shirts will be popping. They'll be very vibrant on stream, I think.
I think the Afro will take the shine away from the shirts.
Yeah, we'll cover more of the screen very soon.
Okay, let me get the slides up. I think should we get started? Zach, did you have something to start off with?
Well, me and Malcolm are going to discuss a bit of the marketing together. Yeah, generally, I think there's going to be a little more talks for the newer members, some of the existing ones about Bezoge Token. We had a little poll. We can give already what's out there as well, some more input on that. But I'll let you go with the flow, Steve, on this one. And thanks everyone who's here live with us. And thanks everyone watching the recap. Thanks for joining us.
Please smash that like button.
Yeah, well, let's start off with the shill. So please smack the like button, share, comment, go crazy.
Show some love.
Yeah, show some love, drop some comments. You know, you never know, we'll maybe show your comment on here. Someone said this is a two-part comment. Play to earn. I play a game and I earn money. And the next comment from the same person is, I'm quitting my job right now then. I think this is a good couple of comments. I like this. I like that Bear Krog. Oh no, but then his third one is maybe a little bit what's the catch? Is the Squid Game. It's maybe not as good as it seemed. Okay. Should we give everyone a couple of minutes to come in? I think, how many people do we have in? We have over 30 on YouTube and Facebook.
I was just noticing I don't see the Twitter link. Are we not streaming to Twitter right now?
We are, but you don't see the Twitter data.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Also, does this get live streamed on Twitter as well?
Yes.
It should be,
Yeah,
but it's not right now. It's not right now, actually. I'm going to add it because I don't know, for some reason it's not. It's fine. I'll tweet it now. I'll tweet it now. Let's go live on Twitter first. For some reason, it's not there.
Because it should have went out, but maybe it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't go out for some reason. There we go. We should be live on Twitter now. Let's double check.
Yeah, now it's on Twitter.
Yeah, we're live now on Twitter. Let's give everyone a couple of minutes to get in on Twitter then. And then I think we can get started. Benji, you're getting some nice comments on your throw already.
Yeah, it's coming quickly.
Benji's hair grows at an exponential rate, I feel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it grows faster than the population of Bezogis after summoning goes live.
Yeah.
To answer that question, by the way, I did ask the same question last year, and I did quit my job. And now I'm looking more at the attributes of my Bezojis than paying attention to the personalities of my children. So, once you, it's a dark space, man. Once you open those doors, yeah, you can never turn back out and go anywhere else. But yes, you do earn to play games. That's how blockchain integration makes it happen.
See, you're getting good comments on your. Going to move you up so I can see your reactions, Benji. Look at the bokeh. Someone is liking the bokeh on that camera. It is nice and blurred. That background is looking very blurred, Benji. I'm liking it. That was a good investment.
Yeah. No, I think it's better. A few settings and it would be really good. Thanks.
Yeah, see, I think people really liked the stream last night. But let's. I think people have had some time to get in now. How is the Twitter looking? Yep, it's active. There's people in on Twitter as well. I think we can get started. Shall we move to the next slide, Malcolm? I think we start off.
Did you want to talk about the token and just kind of clarify a few points on that? This comes from the poll that we did last week when we were asking about what should we discuss in this AMA, and like by far the kind of most popular answer, 47%, was the Bezoge token. So I think people still want to hear.
I think Zach has a little bit that he wants to say. I'll say something first, just a bit of a sum up of the Bezoge token. Something to clarify, I guess, is that the Bezoge token is and always will continue to be supported by the project. Even though we will have the Zoji token in the future as well, the Bezoge token will still 100% be supported indefinitely. There's no plan to migrate or remove any functionality from the token itself. You'll always be able to use Bezoge in the ecosystem. So that's one thing to keep note of. I think this is a concern that most people have, and that's why they wanted to hear about the Bezoge token. But for sure, the Bezoge token will continue to be in circulation, and I actually believe that the wrapping and unwrapping will create some arbitrage opportunities of people trying to balance the price. Sometimes the prices may move slightly independently, which will create arbitrage opportunities, which is actually good for Bezoge, because the more arbitrage opportunities there are, the more chance there is for it to burn more of the supply and also to increase the redistribution to the holders. So I actually think that this brings in one more element of trading to the token itself. So through Zoji, I think it should help to increase volumes and to a certain extent increase the burn of the supply, and of course it will be supported indefinitely. Zach, did you have something else to add to that?
Well, when it comes to Bezoge token, obviously I don't want to be very repetitive, but I've noticed that this week around we've actually had a good organic growth of holders, both on wallets. We've had a really good growth on Twitter. We're now at 45, almost 46,000 followers.
Yeah.
At a while where we're just cruising along at 30, 31,000. So just for the sake of just, being repetitive, right? Like Steve said, Bezoge token is essentially the foundational token for Zoji Labs. The people who prefer to utilize Bezoge token, we are going to be creating a way for them to wrap it so that without incurring any fees, they can use the token. As far as current planned use cases go, I think the most important aspect of Bezoge token coming up would be the staking, right? And so I will expand on staking just a little bit, because it's not just about staking Bezoge and receiving MBLK, right? but it's about the foundation that's being set as a principle of why Bezoge is going to be enabled for staking. And that goes back to what Steve, myself, and everyone has been talking about, that this is going to be the first proof and use that if you're holding Bezoge token, right, that there is planned rewards. Now, today we've planned MBLK because we've got Legends of Bezogia. Tomorrow there could be other rewards from the NFT early accesses that were mentioned in the white paper, the launchpad access. So generally, obviously, everyone knows MBLK is there in concept. It hasn't been released. So obviously, when it's coming out to the community, Bezoge holders will get access to it. If you're not a Bezoge holder, you're going to have to end up going and buying it at listing at a much higher price, right? So Bezoge is supposed to, like I've said before as well, not only provide rewards, but provide incentives, provide early accesses. I think Steve mentioned as well, and it could be in the white paper, I think it is, where a very valuable weapon in the game needs to be released in order for the next level of quest to be unlocked. Bezoge token holders might get an access opportunity to buy, to receive, to airdrop, or to even swap that specific item a couple of weeks before most players publicly have access in the game to it. So this is just the kind of beginning of saying, hey, Bezoge token needs to keep on growing by keep adding reasons why it creates more value. If you ask me, like the future vision of Bezoge token would also be that when we have some partnerships and collaborations, for example, we decide to bring a project as a module of the larger ecosystem like ours. So let's say smaller projects come to us and they've already got some assets out in the market, right? They've got their, let's say, game assets out, some drops. And there's so many projects that have done that, right? Without any native token backing them. And we decide to partner with them. And this is just one example. We could also use Bezoge to pair with their liquidity. And then in turn, again, create more transactional volumes and burns for ourselves. So if it's the information that's out there, it's there. All the new holders that are probably listening in, I would invite you guys to go to the white paper, read it out. You know, it's well written out. And from a founder's vision point of view, I've given you one example, and I'm sure if we start talking about what could be potentially happening with Bezoge, especially now with the wrapper planned and it being able to be transferred without fees and moved around, let's say even from MetaMask to MetaMask, many holders here want to move their Bezoge. A lot of people sometimes feel like, you know, their security is weak. This will also allow them to move it transfer fee. But if I give time to Steve and Nick to talk about all the stuff that we could potentially see happening in the future with Bezoge token, I think one AMA would not be enough for it. But yeah, so with Bezoge token, yeah, that's my two, like my input on it. My one example of something that I envision in the future that could happen. And I think as we start proving these cases, right, the launchpad, as the staking kicks in, as it's wrapped to go in and get summoned and it comes back into the reward pools again to be rewarded back. So Steve, there's a good chance that Bezoge stakers could also, after certain time receiving MBLK, also be receiving Bezoge, right? Because of, let's say,
Yeah,
if
they will.
Right.
They will be receiving Bezoge or Zoji, depending, and they maybe both. In fact, there's someone was asking. Shiny was saying, so when you say holding Bezoge, staking Zoji would be considered holding Bezoge. Yes, because Zoji is just a multiple of it's a wrapped version of Bezoge with a multiple of 1 billion. So it's yeah, that's like we've discussed this a few times on how that works. We won't go into too much detail, but yes, holding Bezoge and staking Zoji is essentially the same thing.
Yeah, Bezoge and the wrapped Bezoge, whether it's called Zoji or whatever we end up calling it, I think it sounds like we're going to call it Zoji. It's the same thing. It's just wrapped. So one is raw in its format. It runs on our smart contract. It has the deflationary mechanism that runs through its taxation aspects. And then the wrapped version will get many more functionalities. because essentially it's being wrapped because we can remove the fees from transfer, from
Yeah,
execution.
and for those worried about the wrapping losing 2%, technically you will lose 2% when you wrap it. But also, if you were to sell Bezoge, so when the time comes that you do want to sell, you'll also lose 2%. So the fact that you could wrap into Zoji and then sell the Zoji directly, you won't actually lose out at all. You'll end up with the same amount of tokens at the end of the day because you would have lost that 2% by selling anyway. So you don't actually lose. I know a lot of people will be worried saying, oh, I'm going to end up with 2% less. You kind of already have 2% less because when you sell, you're going to lose the 2% anyway. So don't be too worried about the 2% that you would lose. Because like I said, that would be gone anyway when you would do any transaction like selling. So you're in the same boat. As long as you can sell Bezoge directly, you're in exactly the same boat as you are just holding Bezoge right now. You don't lose anything.
One thing I would also like to clarify is that we are not really diluting any existing Bezoge holders, unlike other projects that probably also create a BSC version and actually increase the supply. There is no dilution when Zoji comes in. The maximum supply of Zoji is linked to what's circulating in Bezoge at that time.
Yeah. Whatever goes into the wrapping contract, it then mints Zoji. If someone is to unwrap their Zoji, they would actually burn the Zoji. So the total supply will never increase. Yeah, that's correct.
As well as the market capitalization. So if half the people wrap their Bezoge, and let's say Bezoge has $100 million of capitalization in circulation, then and half the people wrap it, then 50 would remain with Bezoge and 50 would go to Zoji. So there's no slippage or loss on the market capitalization, on the values. The dollar amounts as per the market prices, no matter what happens, will never change. So whatever you're holding in your wallet and the value you're holding is going to stay the same. It's just that Zoji as one token represents holding a lot more token. And again, Zoji's price point would represent all those zeros in value as well as quantity being reflected exactly 1-to-1. So it's not increasing supply or reducing supply. It's not increasing market cap or reducing market cap. It's just enabling Bezoge for the vision that we've had for Bezoge, and for the holders as well. Like, we want you guys to be able to use your Bezoge constantly in different places, different products, different staking, different parts of the game, different anything in the future, without really having to worry that, hey, this 2% value, will it be recoverable or not? So generally, that's a very simplified way of saying it. Steve, what do you see as a vision, something that maybe hasn't been talked about, or something that could be really cool when Bezoge, introduces this functionality? Like, I see that there could be collaborations where we could use it as liquidity against another pairing. But
that's one thing. I think that the arbitrage opportunities to increase trading volumes, I think that's quite a big thing. It's something that a lot of people might overlook. If the price difference is 5-10%, it will encourage people to either, let's say Zoji is 5% or 10% higher than Bezoge, would encourage people to buy more Bezoge to increase the price, or even bridge some of their Zoji back, and unwrap some of their Zoji and sell it to balance the price out. Either way, bringing additional volume to the project, which is always very good. I think this is something that's kind of underrated. And just the fact that Zoji will allow Bezoge holders to transfer between wallets without having to worry about paying 2%, I think that's should help a lot of, because recently, actually, since the beginning, I think we've had a lot of hacks in terms of people in the community have been part of scams and they've had their wallets hacked. And allowing people to move into a ledger or like a cold wallet. A lot of people don't want to do that right now because they don't want to pay 2%. myself included on some. So I think a lot of people don't want to lose 2% because they're very precious. Their Bezoge is precious to them. I think once they've already got it into Zogi and they can move it into other wallets, they'll be much more happy to put it into a more secure wallet. Because I think since the beginning of Bezoge, probably at least 100 or 200 ETH has been taken out of the pool from people being scammed. At least I know personally of about last month, one of Tommy's friends had 40 ETH something was sold from his wallet because his wallet got hacked.
42 ETH. Yeah, the hacker
Yeah,
transfer.
I remember last year before the big party in Miami, one of my brother's friends was hacked for quite a bit. I think it was 20, 30, 40 ETH, something like that. So there's a lot of money has been taken out of the project from these hacks. I think allowing people to transfer into more secure wallets. And of course, Carrie will be there to help everyone with anything security. But the only real way to properly secure your wallet is to have it in a hardware wallet. I mean, it's about or cold storage is probably even better than that, of course. But most people are not going to do cold storage. So Ledger. Zogi allowing people to move into Ledger is actually a big benefit to the project because there should be less liquidity being taken out from scammers. I think there's a lot of. I got a message in a WhatsApp group from one of the guys that got scammed saying, I almost forgot about that. He just messaged me privately. I almost forgot I got scammed.
But it's an important message out to the community that we all have to worry about our own cybersecurity, because even as the project, even as the team, even as the devs, we will never be able to help you or recover if there's been a hack, if there's been a seed phrase that was shared, or there was somehow that some hackers gained access to your wallet. Like, we will not be able to help recover it. So it's very important that all the information you take it from our official channels. If it's not on our official channels, it's not official information. If you have a question, don't ask any of the team members on DM. Ask your message in the group, in our main TG group. Don't entertain DMs. None of the team members will DM you if you ask a message in the group.
I saw someone asking that in the group this week, just as a safety precaution. Someone said, "Oh, what's happening with this migration?" It happens quite often. Happens quite often. People thinking there's a migration because there's some fake groups, and they asked in the group, so that helped because Carrie and other community members were able to help them out right away and just say there is no migration. That's a scam group.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up in my section because apparently, there's still a lot of people that haven't fixed their Telegram settings and they're getting added to this other group, or maybe new people are coming in and seeing that group first. And yeah, they've copied like my profile and several other people that are active, like Ernesto, even Broke Ass Blues. I saw his profile copied in that group. So they're taking legitimate people in our Telegram group and copying their names and profile pictures and slapping an admin on them. And they're telling everyone, oh, Bezoge is going through a migration. Click this link to migrate to the new token. And that link is, it's a scam. So they'll totally wipe out your wallet. So I'm trying to get the word out to,
we may move Carrie's official account to one of the premium accounts like Ernesto has done, where Ernesto actually has a video of himself holding up his username on a bit of paper that he hand wrote. So it's impossible for someone to they could copy the video, but they couldn't also have the correct username that's in the video. So that's a good way that we may adopt that for Carrie. That might make sense for you to add on.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Because I think that's good. You can always directly compare what's written on the bit of paper to the actual username and make sure it's correct. But that's just it's just a little bit of a help, but still people can use special characters and things that look like it's correct when actually it's not correct. Okay. Anyway, I think we've
move on, yeah.
literally done 30 minutes just talking about the
Token and
first
cyber
slide.
security.
I think we have discussed a lot of Bezoge Token, Bezoge Earth, cleared up a lot of things for people. But for sure, as I said, it will continue to be supported indefinitely. There's no plan to do any migration or any merge. Bezoge will be supported indefinitely. Okay, Benji, let me give you the floor.
Yeah. Sure. So for the game development, I mean, right now, most of what we're doing is merging everything we've developed before to get everything ready for the beta and get everything tested and everything working. So we're on track for that. There's of course still a lot to do, but that should be fine with like almost like all the models of weapons that we want to have for beta. And so on the graphics side, I think we're like all clear. For the UI, I think it's progressing well, but like there's still just need to add it, finish adding it to the game, but all of it is pretty much working. Same for the backend, it's working well now. So I think we all have pretty much ready for beta. We're kind of putting everything together these days, so there's not much to show in the alpha testing. It's still the same build as before, but everything will come for the beta. Also, we've done a stream yesterday with Samuel that was a lot of fun. We've added a boat into the game. Maybe we can show the boat. I don't know if Steve you controlling that. Yeah. So we've added like a little boat that travels from places to places on the map. It goes like on the central lake in the map near Bullish, and it's just moving around on the map. And like so, you can go to the boat to if you want to travel cross the lake, or if you want to move faster. Later on, of course, there will be more of these boats on the map, but they look really cool. The model looks really cool. We've done it like in 4 hours. Samuel did it in 4 hours during the stream, and at the same time, I was doing the script to make it move around. And there was also a launch pad on the back of the boat, so you could jump to like neighboring islands and stuff. We're planning to have like a few boats like that on the map that will be like help the player travel around, since the map is so huge. I mean, it's 34 square kilometers of land, so it's gigantic, and you cannot really like to go to walk from one place of the map to another. It takes a really long time. So with the boat, it will be a lot more convenient to travel around. Besides that, like we have like some new enemies. I think if you want to show them, Steve, I think it's should be in the videos. So we're adding new enemies to the game.
Yeah, let me switch. Do you want me to put the
Yeah.
video on, Benji?
Yeah,
I think we
sure.
have a slide. I think we actually say boss battle, but there's other than just boss battle. I think some people have seen it. We'll show it in a second, but there's also the stone warrior Bezogis. So let me put that up.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are like, you've seen some on the map already if you played the alpha, that are like that were just animated and not aggressive. But these are like as real enemies into the game. So they are super big, really hard to kill. And yes, so I think that will be a lot of fun. We kind of want to move towards that direction for the combat in the game, to have it kind of like a boss fights and like a really like challenging enemies that you can either tackle yourself or try to play with other people to kill that kind of like a small boss.
Let me show
in
it
the
again.
game.
Yeah. They may even be statues that come to life at some point, and
yeah, totally.
They're pretty cool. I like the way that they just like headbutt you, and when you're on the ground, slam you with their nose. I like that.
I love those.
Yeah.
And then the pièce de résistance, I guess, is this one. I feel awkward saying pièce de résistance to a French person.
Yeah, so some of you have seen it already. Like we kind of showed it during at the end of the stream last night. But like this is like a boss fight against the Fat King. So this is like a kind of the Ganon North of the Ganon of the game. I mean, it's like the main enemy that you have to kill. Maybe you have like several occasions where you have to fight this enemy, and it's like a really epic boss fight with tentacles that come out of the ground, and you have to. Like what you can see on the ground, like the FUD, like in purple, you kind of have to avoid it because it will give damage. It's kind of like a lava, so you have to run away from the Fat King when it's going up, and then you have to run back to hit him, and it's kind of the battle will be very dynamic. It's kind of like a platformer in many ways because you have to jump from platforms to platforms, and yeah, so I think it will be a very difficult boss fight. I mean, I'm not sure how long it will take until someone can kill him, but it might take a little while.
I think it's going to be pretty hard. I'm just laughing at I'm just laughing at the fact that you finally fixed your video feed and now you've got some horrible noises in the background, Benji.
Is that feedback from his mic?
Yeah, it's all from.
It's from my house.
There's some problem with his water pipes or something. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry. Because now we need to get you a new microphone as well, Benji. Oh my God! Right, 1 second. Let me take this back. Okay, we can go back. Maybe for next week we'll buy Benji one of these microphones as well.
Yeah, next one, like next one, microphone, then house, and then like I'll get like lots of company stuff. So.
Yeah, we'll get you a green screen. We'll get you a green screen so you can be literally just sitting in Bezogia as well, Benji.
That would be cool. NFT or Afro and launch it. Maybe you could buy a lot of cool stuff with the money you raise.
You could have an Afro collection. We could have a whole Afro collection, I think. Huh?
I think it would be quite popular. Everyone loves Benji's Afro.
The Afro helmet would be really cool.
Well, moving on, right, guys?
Yeah.
So I think we can move close the section. I don't want to speak too long with the background noise.
No, go for it.
The squeaky water
for the game.
Squeaky water pipes.
Yeah, don't worry, it's nothing.
Thanks, Benji.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Benji. Okay,
next is the. Yeah, on you go, Zach, or I can take the lead.
Yeah, I'll go over the bigger points, and then you can talk a little bit on details. So,
yeah,
I think we had a really great session where Steve came on with the Blockchain Game Alliance. Great exposure. Lots of followers onto our Twitter. The head of the group joined beta, so they signed up for beta, Flav, which I think feels like has become a little bit of a good friend with Steve as well. Very influential personality in the blockchain gaming space, so that was a very good event.
And after that event, I had a few people within the BGA community specifically reach out to me, like looking into potential partnerships, ways we can work together, and we'll have quite a few follow-ups this week with a lot of the other members of the alliance. So it's been very good.
And that's good because there's about 406, I think, or somewhat close to that members, and a couple of hundred super legit projects in the blockchain gaming space. And yeah, as we proceed, I think looking up towards the next AMA, there will be more announcements. We're expecting to sign off some more partnerships, and that's what we're always up to. We're trying to expose ourselves from a team, from a project, from a company or a core point of view, to smart people in the industry, ecosystem players in the industry. That's always been an aim and a vision for Zoji Labs, because we know that if we're going to deliver and if we're going to develop and deliver a quality product like this, it can propagate. A bit of marketing can bring on great users and whatnot, but getting the attention of the most important players of the industry has always been our aim. So I was very happy to see that we're being recognized. And not only are we being recognized, but people are liking us. People are liking what we're building. People are liking the storyline that's coming up. People are liking the multi-chain capabilities, the fact that it's so easy, there's no barrier to entry, that there's such a unique proprietary reward pool, algorithmic systems. And this is what we feel will really make a shine in front of all these other projects or platforms or exchanges in the crypto industry. So that was something I wanted to mention. I wanted to highlight. A lot of you, if you want, you can go back. If you've missed it, you can go catch it. Steve, I think, comes in at 40 minutes into the AMA with BGA, Blockchain Game Alliance. So that's one thing. The second thing I wanted to mention was our social media team has been making quite an impact. We're missing Farwa here today. A lot of credit goes to her and Malcolm and other members of our marketing team. It's refreshing to see that, hey, we can grow 10, 15,000 followers so quickly in maybe a span of less than 1 month. So that's something also I wanted to mention. I also wanted to mention that, hey, looks like in the what do you call it, into the lead up to beta, it does seem that we're starting to gain wallet holders as well. So I've noticed there's been a lot of new organic wallet holders growing on our Etherscan. We've noticed more activity on the centralized exchanges we're listed on. And essentially, I think that's what marketing has always been about, that you have to keep planting the seeds, keep pushing it, keep working on it, and the results start flowing, which shows us that Zoji Labs and Bezoge as a project are in the right direction, that we're growing no matter what the market conditions are, right? So it's yeah. So these were the 2-3 points: the wallet holder growth, the Twitter growth, the fact that we love the community because they're our best marketing tool. Always see so many of the community members always repping it on Twitter, always posting on Twitter, always liking us, following us, whether it's Insta, YouTube. So big appreciation to you guys as well. Keep doing it. Seems like we're in the right direction, and feels like since these foundations are in place, we're just going to only gain momentum from here. So it's quite exciting now for the marketing, which is a big talk for any crypto project, but you guys have been living it with us week to week, AMA to AMA, and you can see as well that it feels good. It feels good to be on a growth strategy. So thanks to Malcolm, even Nick, and all the other members of our marketing team, big appreciation for them. Malcolm, I'll let you take over the details.
Yeah, no, I would definitely just second what you said, that it kind of feels like a few months ago we had a solid foundation, but there was a few things scattered, and now we're just started to bring everything together when it comes to marketing, and we have so much to talk about, and it was just a case of kind of making sure the processes were kind of set up so that we could kind of start to talk more about all these different things that are happening and kind of get it out to the community to a high enough standard and efficiently and everything like that. So yeah, sort of one of the main updates is that we're just improving the workflow with the content calendar. So you'll start to notice a higher volume of content. We're not quite there yet, but we're slowly getting there. We're going to see more and more and more better quality content, more interesting, more community focused content as well. You've noticed, we did a couple of Twitter polls as well. One of the biggest things is the live streams, a great reaction. And I mean, credit to Samuel and Benji, their idea, but we want to do more and more of these very intimate streams, show you how the game is built, and just kind of take you all along on the journey, as well as getting your feedback as well, which is super important, and getting your input for the game. Yesterday we were talking about the design of the outside of the boat, and people were feedbacking back and forth about like what we can add in, and it's great and it's really exciting. Other things on that. So the next stream is actually going to be this Friday. So there's going to be a live stream every single Friday, 4 p.m. UTC. So this Friday, Samuel will be working on the Central Village. So I think that's going to be a two-parter. So because it's such a big build, but yeah, certainly look out for that on social and join if you're interested. I'll certainly be watching. Super interesting. Next point is the beta. I mean, the main work we're doing is preparing for the beta launch. So there's going to be like a pre-beta campaign. There's going to be the launch campaign, and then there's going to be post after we launch the beta and all the marketing around that. So me and Farwa and the rest of the marketing team will just be preparing that website. There's like the whole game account, admin panel, email campaign. We actually sent out an email today. We'll start to ramp up email as well. Paid advertising is kind of going to start. We kind of put it on hold a little bit, but we're talking about that, and we're going to start kind of spending at the right time when it makes sense. And yeah, when we turn it on, we'll really turn it on. Other thing Zach mentioned as well is the Blockchain Game Alliance event that Steve joined. Hopefully there's going to be a lot more of these events, so we'll be talking about them. You guys can join. It will be Bezoge with partner talking about the industry, about blockchain, about the future, and us really being a thought leader in that space. So more of those things are going to be happening, and we're going to be talking about them on our socials. And then finally, we've increased the alpha testing session to twice per week. So for everybody who's out in Europe, there's going to be a session on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. UTC. So it's a bit better time for our European audience, as well as the original Friday. I think it's 6 p.m. PST time, which is great for the US, but it's 2 a.m. in Europe, so it's not ideal. And that's really it. Like, we're super excited about what's happening. There's so many things that we could be telling you, but we're going to keep them under wraps for now. But there's so many exciting things happening in the next couple of months. So yeah, just kind of, it's all up from here, to be honest. Like, it's exciting to be part of the team right now. Yeah, and I think that's it, to be honest. I think the next section is Carrie.
All right, guys. So we covered one thing that I already had on my list for today, but I wanted to announce we had our poker tournament on Saturday. It was the biggest turnout so far. We had over 75 people, I think, that entered the tournament. So a lot more than my trivia one for the previous giveaway. So the winner for the poker tournament was Aries Dist 13. That's his handle in Discord. So congrats to him. And let me pull up my Twitter.
I ranked 57th. Do I get anything?
No. You tried though, so mad props for that.
I was in the global chat. I'm like, anyone that's busy, anyone that's at work, let's just go all in on the first hand and let's see what happens.
Yeah, and apparently a few people listened to you and they got kicked out of the tournament early. So
well, it backfired first on me. Okay, so I put my mouth where my word is in a way. So yeah.
So all right, let me share my screen and I will do the live Twitter picker here for the giveaway. All right, so I've got the tweet loaded in and ready to go. And as a reminder, you must be following the Bezoge account. All right, so this is the tweet. There were a total of 176 entries. That's the ones that are following Bezoge. They liked, retweeted, and tagged 3 people. All right. Drum roll. Are we ready? All right. Okay. So the winner is, so this tweet count is if they had only had one tweet, I guess in total, that's a default. So it helps protect against bots from winning these giveaways. So we have 426 Archiflu, Beater 556, and that number. So I'm gonna take a
Congrats,
screenshot.
426.
So 426.
Harry, should we first check if it is a bot account, or should we, just in case? I know there's a lot of people that have Twitter like me back in the day that just have never tweeted. Should we maybe have a look and see, just in case Silver B is
For this one? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Let me let me stop sharing my screen real quick so you don't have to watch me go. But I can look at
yeah, because I know a lot of our community might not have there's a lot of people that might not really tweet very much, or maybe have never tweeted, but they just like to look at everything on Twitter. So
yeah. Yeah, it looks like that account is from December 2021. I don't know why the Twitter picker kicked it out, but they've done 32 tweets, and they're actually followed by someone that I know is active in Discord.
okay.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, it looks like
What do we do now?
it looks like this account has only tweeted Bezos stuff. So, and all the way back from, I'm back at April, March, he or she has retweeted Mike James's post even. So, okay.
Let's give it to both of them then. Jeff, don't be stingy with your Bezoge.
Well, all right. If you guys want to
I'm not being stingy.
just give it to both of them then.
Let's do it.
I just realized that we should, if it's ever rejected by the bot, unless it's because they didn't do something that was required, I think we should always check the account and make sure if it's a real person or not manually before we.
The account that's rejected, the account that showed up, or should we just give to both?
No,
the
just
accounts?
the initial rejected one should be the winner in this case.
Okay, so Silverb is the winner.
Well, congrats.
Congratulations.
Congrats to Silver.
Silverb. So yay. All right. So let me go back.
Wait a second, Mike. How did this end up being me being stingy? I just righted a wrong there. I just helped the correct winner to get their prize. I'm not being stingy here. I'm just being nice.
Embarrassing, man. You're the richest dog in the world. You're being stingy with Bezoge.
Scrooge McSteve coming in.
Someone said, "Is that Steve's new name, Stingy Steve?"
Yeah, that's gonna stay for a while.
Silverb is here.
Silver B is in the chat.
Nice.
They're watching the AMA. See, so
I have a big note on my laptop that says, "Don't say an extra word, or it'll end up as a poll on Twitter." just stick to what needs to be said. That's it.
What was the quote from Nick last week? It's cloudy outside or something like that.
Yeah,
It's a cloudy day.
It's a cloudy day.
It's a cloudy day.
Be careful. We'll put $100 budget on the ad spend of that.
Then there's another poll. Who would like to hear Dog Lord speak more? It's like, oh my God, what did I just do just by saying one thing?
Farwa has some ideas.
Yeah, Malcolm actually sent me that post idea before it was sent, and he said, "Do you think Nick will be annoyed by this one?" And I was like, "No, I don't care. Just post it anyway.
Just post it anyway.
I don't care. Just post it anyway."
I would say something right now, but it's definitely going to get coded. So
It's fine. Throughout all of this, Nick has still said absolutely nothing. So it's just.
He's trying.
Now he's trying to choose his
I don't
words.
know what
real
to say. I'm
quickly.
thinking of something witty and I can't figure out what to say.
This is literally going to get cut up for a snippet. Just exact 5 seconds.
Nick, just me saying Nick's not said anything, and he just goes.
Don't give far away.
Just take some notes.
My time will come someday.
I just put that in the sand.
Every dog has his day.
See, that's the next one right there. My time will come
Yep,
someday.
every dog has its day. There we go.
All right. So back to community stuff. So congrats, Silver. I'm not sure why the Twitter picker rejected that initially. So congrats. And I wanted to remind everyone, join Discord. If you've noticed this past week, I've been putting some leaks in Discord, but I'm not sharing them in Telegram. I'm trying to encourage more people to stay active in Discord as well, because I know once the game is out, that's where everybody's going to go. So join Discord and continue sharing those leaks out. When we post these leaks, blast them all over socials, Twitter, StockTwits, Reddit, Facebook. They're everywhere. So,
and it works. It really works,
Yeah,
guys.
I just thought
Exactly. And
it's already a quote. There we go.
And the live stream that Benji and Samuel did,
Yes.
that was only in Discord. And I mean, we might do it on YouTube as well, but maybe we'll just keep it in Discord and kind of keep Discord as the sort of VIP place for everyone. Yeah. So get in Discord, like Carrie said. It's the place to be.
It is the place to be. And what's great about it is Discord is easier to organize, like any announcements, the leaks, there's sections for everything. And we are working on improving it and adding, special handles or, like there's already, you can pick which my mind just went blank, but your the logo, like the wallet collaboration, pick your team basically if you want to be Zerxoji or Speedzoji, and you can have the emblem next to your name on Discord. So we're working on continuing that and just keeping to grow the Discord. And I wanted to highlight again, the team has been on Twitter Spaces. So I know I did one after the last AMA that Zach, I hosted one and Zach came up and spoke to a couple of other projects. And then Zach was with the Arts DAO community, and that was a really great Twitter space to listen into. So yeah, it was great. A lot of educational stuff. It was a great learning experience. We've got another one coming up with several communities with CoinMerge and a few Facebook communities all coming together in a Twitter space this coming Friday. We'll share that out once we have the official tweet from CoinMerge. So yeah, anytime you see any one of the team or Zach or Steve, anyone on a Twitter space, jump in, because I know a lot of you guys have, a Bezoge as your, profile picture on Twitter, and just seeing all the Bezoge or Bezoge related names in a space really stands out. So keep an eye out on Twitter spaces and, just show support for what the team is doing on all platforms. And again, don't join that Telegram group that's telling you to migrate by clicking on a link. So block it, report it, and fix your Telegram settings so you can't be added to those groups. I have a YouTube video on that. It's on the main Bezoge YouTube account. And before we get into the other questions, I want to ask, because I love my weapons and it's on the roadmap for this month. So do we have a date yet when our weapons are going to get dropped?
We do not. yet, but
Okay.
we do. We're in the middle of planning that, and the weapon drop should be a lot of fun. That's all I'll say. It should be really good. I think it will be most likely post beta, but hopefully very shortly post beta. We don't have a confirmed date yet, but we're confirming that very soon. As soon as we have something that we can announce, we will. The weapons drop's going to be incredible. I can't wait for that.
I know.
I think
I'm
all the people on
excited.
here that know what the weapons, I think actually everyone on this video chat does. So I can see everyone smiling. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing that everyone's been waiting for. So let's see. That's all I'll say.
It's been what, 8 months in planning, and like literally 3 months of like
back and forth.
Yeah. No, the weapon drop is, well, let's not jinx it, but it's gonna be something that's gonna.
Yeah, as long as nothing changes, it should be incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, I don't know. Did you guys do slides for the questions, or do you want me to just read them out?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we
There's
did.
slides.
Yeah.
So Q&A.
And as well, I mean, if anyone who's listening in live has a question, like get them in the chat, and you'll do our best to answer those as well. And that's part of the stream.
Yeah,
Here's the first one, Carrie.
So do you want me to answer these, I guess?
Yes, if you want.
Will the upcoming closed beta have quests, new characters, lore, etc.? How will it differ from alpha? I mean, I guess the answer is, will it have quests? Yes. New characters? Yes. Lore? Yes. How will it differ from alpha? I mean, all of the above. It will have an email login where you can link multiple wallets. So if you have Bezoge or weapons or any NFTs, Petzoge, for example, across different wallets, you can link multiple wallets to one email account. And then you get access to all of the NFTs you own in those multiple wallets on one game account. There's a whole XP system. There is, I think we worked it out, Benji, the other day. There's like 20 quintillion different variations of weapons. There's a lot of variations of weapons, but realistically, there's a few hundred weapons that will look completely unique. The huge amount of variations is mostly from the differences in attributes and purity levels. But there's basically an infinite amount of potential variations of every weapon. So that's going to be really cool. What else is in there? I think there's quite a few new attributes that people have not seen. Maybe we have some like critical damage. We have different crit rates. There's a lot of, I think there's actually 13 attributes in total now that have been added in. Benji, is that right? 13?
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
There's 13, and each breed will affect the attributes the same as before, but we're just the additional attributes allows us to tweak that in different ways. For example, Zerk may give you a higher attack power, but then Speed Zoji will give you a higher attack speed. So you'll still get increased attack by having a Speed Zoji, for example, because the attack speed may be increased. This allows us to balance the game a little bit better. What else is in additional that I've not mentioned, Benji? There's a whole new UI.
Minting, new UI, everything gets saved on the back end. So you have like your basically all what you earn is saved in its
and also we have bare metal instances for the servers running on Unity Multiplay, which is the same server architecture that Fall Guys, I think Call of Duty is running on it. At least Call of Duty Mobile, I think, is running on it. The guys at Unity mentioned that, I think. So we have a really scalable server infrastructure with a persistent database, so that all the data will be saved. There's a lot, actually. I think. Is there anything else I've missed? Thinking the new UI.
The combat improved.
Armor as well. Armor as well. And we're trying to do as a stretch goal to have at least one, maybe multiple boss battles. If they're not in the original launch of beta on day one, then they'll be shortly after. One of the ways that we're planning to make the game a lot more interesting is by having a lot of these separate worlds that you can go to do boss battles and raids, kind of like raids on World of Warcraft, where you would go to a separate instance with up to maybe 5 people, that allow us to do some like have a lot more powerful effects going on. We can go a bit more crazy in the worlds when we know there's only 5 people in there. When there's 100 people or 200 people in one server, it kind of restricts us on the effects that we can have in there, because it might be, we might have difficulties on mobile, or even just the server might not be able to handle so many messages per second. So the flexibility that these like small side worlds and like raids that we can do, we still don't have a very specific name for them, but just sort of boss fights essentially, will be really cool, because you can go into completely different looking worlds. You could go into a tunnel in the ground, from the train of Mr. Dogeford, and then have a fight with Mr. Dogeford. I think it gives a lot of flexibility to what we can do. We were even talking about maybe going back in time in some of the quests. But we definitely will have the full quest system. Minting, you'll be able to mint weapons. Not on chain yet on day one of beta, but within beta itself, we will add testnet to actually mint these weapons and withdraw them to chain on testnet. I think that's about it. But there's a lot of I think even the alpha testers will be shocked.
Renting.
That's another one. Yes, renting. I think renting, and also the ability for us to have a lot of players online at once. So we could. One thing that I think has been a question or a rumor in the community. Benji said he received a question on Discord this week saying, "I heard there's only 500 people will be accepted to closed beta." That is not correct. The number of people that will be in closed beta will still be quite high. It will certainly be, the amount of people that will be accepted will certainly be in the thousands to begin with, not the hundreds. And we have no issue with having closed beta being up to 10, 20,000 people. It's more about the fact that we want to be able to slowly ramp up over the weeks, rather than suddenly on day one have 10,000 and day 2 have 200. We want to slowly drip feed people in to keep people excited about the game, and also to make sure that the servers are stable. If we have 5,000 people coming in on day one and the servers are not stable, and there's not enough Bezogi for everyone to play at once, because there's less than 4,000 actually, because a lot of them are not opened yet. So even through the rental, we need to restrict that a little bit in the beginning. But as the MBLK launches, summoning opens up, and there's a higher supply of Bezogi, we'll be able to increase the amount of people in closed beta as well. But even with just the current supply of Bezogi, I think we could push to 5,000-10,000 people that are able to get into beta. Whether you'll actually be able to play because there's no Bezogis available to rent is a different story. The only way to counteract that is by owning one. So we'd always suggest that you buy one if you want to play properly. But yeah, beta will have a huge amount of functionality in comparison to the alpha. I think the alpha testers will not even feel like it's the same game anymore.
Yeah, the goal is to kind of add lots of things focus on adding a lot of features for the beta, and then we'll keep adding more during the beta in terms of content and things like that.
Yep. And one thing that we did not mention actually at the start, and it's a bit off topic from this question, is we didn't mention that we actually signed a contract and for a lease on our new office in Dubai today. We actually picked up the keys today, I think, right?
Congrats.
Yeah.
No, the keys come in like 2 or 3 days, but we signed up the contract today.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do a Dubai office tour sometime on one of these. There's maybe some small renovations to be done, but we
I
can
think
maybe do
definitely
a
next AMA.
yeah, we can do a little bit
Yeah.
of a tour on the next AMA because we're looking to hire some business development people, marketing people in Dubai. I think we'll put up some job postings at some point soon.
Mhm. Yeah.
Malcolm, did you have a point to make on this as well?
Yeah, just on beta. I mean, this is more for my own clarification, but I'm sure some people in alpha might have this. If I'm an alpha tester, do I need to do anything to be part of beta, or will it just kind of roll over?
It won't roll over. It won't roll over because you need to have an account. So there will be anyone that is in the alpha testers Discord group will be given instructions on what to do. You will have to go to our website and sign up for an email account for a Zoji Labs account. And that the point of the Zoji Labs account is something similar to like Battle.net for Blizzard. We're kind of starting off with a single account that we'll be able to use for all future titles and all games that are developed by Zoji Labs. So you'll create an account that will work across all of our future games, and then you can link your wallet to that account. Like I said, and you'll get access to all the NFTs that are in your wallet.
Cool, makes sense.
But everyone that is in alpha will be automatically accepted on day one for beta. But we'll probably make an announcement at least a few days before beta so that people can start signing up for their accounts. But yeah, I think for sure that'll be available.
Cool.
Anyone in alpha
Okay.
will be allowed into beta. Okay, do
Next
we know how
question.
much difference between a common Bezogi versus epic or higher rarities? I think Benji can answer this because we will have small differences in attributes between them, but we purposely don't want to make them too big because otherwise the game might be a bit unbalanced, but there will be a reasonable difference between them, you know, maybe like 20-30%. Benji, maybe you want to go into it because we'll balance that in beta.
We'll balance it out a bit in beta, but like I think there will be some pretty significant differences between those. So it's made to make it like more interesting for the players to have like different, like quite significant differences between each breeds. But these differences would probably be balanced. I mean, we'll change it as we test it. But like yeah, and also for the renting, there is like the renting rewards. There would be more for the higher rarities like epics.
Yes, the rental
News
rewards
breed,
will be
etc.
significantly better for your purebreds, mixed breeds, epics. The stats will be we'll make a reasonable difference based on the fact that there aren't so many, you know, epic and above. So I think it makes sense that they do have a significant stat boost. Just how much of a stat boost will probably be changing on a bi-weekly basis in beta as we test. But throughout beta we'll test that. But we have discussed this quite a few times. One of the things with sort of NFT and blockchain games is you kind of want the rarer NFTs to actually be a bit overpowered because it brings them more value. Unlike a regular game where you want the characters to all be kind of balanced, in a crypto game, you kind of, especially when they're NFT collectibles, it makes them a lot more tradable and more valuable if you actually make them a bit overpowered. So I think we'll probably find that the mixed breeds and purebreds will definitely be overpowered. But we want to make them overpowered in a way that they're still sort of balanced. It's a fine line. I think it's a fine line between overpowering them and having them balanced. I think we'll have it right on the edge is the goal. So they'll be as powerful as they possibly can be without them being too powerful.
And also each breed will have their own special ability. And this special ability will be more stronger for the higher levels of purity. rarity for the Bezoge. So like for instance, a purebred will have a stronger spell than one that is at a lower level of rarity. So like a rare Bezoge will have a maybe less strong spell than the purebred.
I think that's kind of the key point. I mean, I did say overpowered but balanced, but I mean, what I mean is one of their stats will be quite overpowered, because if they're purebred, then let's say they're purebred black, they would have their summoning abilities will be significantly overpowered, but they won't be, the character as a whole won't be so overpowered that it's not balanced. That's what I mean by that. I feel like that's the quote of the day for me, though. Overpowered but balanced. It doesn't really make any sense. I'll take that. Okay.
Next question.
Sorry, I'm just going to quote myself on here. This seems to be the recurring theme today, that we shame each other. So let's do that. Previously, it was discussed that the owners of the NFTs could adjust their rental fee or opt-in. This isn't the option anymore. What we did with the rental pools is we changed that to... The main reason we've changed that is we're worried that some people that are holding Bezoge may forget about them. I know there are people that bought Bezoge a long time ago. So for those people, their Bezoge will automatically be up for rent. We also know that some people have a lot of Bezoge. So if, for example, someone like Bobby, for example, might have like 800 Bezoge. For someone like that, rather than us having to go and create a whole system for renting them out and have to manage them on a daily basis, I think having the automated system where they're all up for rent and you don't really have a choice is much more efficient for people like that, where you can just come in, claim your rewards, and that's all you have to worry about. Basically, on day one, everyone's Bezoge will just be up for rent without having to do anything. So I think that's quite important. It just makes everyone's life a lot easier and makes it a bit more hands-off.
Yes, definitely easier. I know in the past, some of us were wanting to change the option as more of like a charitable event and turn the rental fees off, either for a day or a month or whatever it may be. So thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, I see Mike was saying, sorry, this one. I was going to set mine for free rental. I mean, you can essentially do free rental. What I think would maybe be a better thing to do, Mike, than free rental is claim your rental profits and then give them to the Bezoge charity for Ernesto to do some great stuff with it. I think once we make that a bit, I think that will become a little bit more official in the future as well. So I think we may be able to even, add that ability within the UI and the experience to offer to just give your earnings and your rental profits to a charity, for example. I think would be a good thing to do with it if you wanted to make it free.
Yes, or even a percentage, just having it in the admin panel, offset some.
Exactly. Okay. Is there a next question?
Yeah.
Is there a point of diminishing returns if you stake over a certain amount, or is the amount you stake directly related to the portion of in-game revenue you receive? Yeah, the amount that you stake is just based on your percentage of the pool that you own, essentially. If there's 10 quadrillion Bezoge staked and you stake 1 quadrillion, this is maybe a bad example because not very many people have 1 quadrillion, but you would get 10% of the total reward pool. So if there was $1,000 a day, you would be getting 10% of it. It's likely to be a lot more than $1,000 a day, but that was just an example. I think so. The more you stake, definitely will increase the amount that you get, because the larger percentage of the pool that you own is the percentage of the rewards you'll receive. So, Okay, is there another question?
Yeah, there's a couple
There
more.
is. Okay, there's more. Will there also be a tiered XP boost? Meaning, if you stake 100 billion, will you get the same amount of XP boost as someone staking 1 trillion? No, you won't get the same. So, what we will do with the I'm assuming you're talking about the XP boost that we're going to implement for staking. Yeah, for someone staking 1T. So basically, there will be a minimum amount and a maximum amount in order to get the reward, the XP boost, and it will be most likely on a percentage basis. So if it, in this case here, between 100 billion and 1T, 100 billion is let me hope I get this right, is 10% of 1T. So you would get, if the XP boost was 50%, for example, maximum, then you would receive 10% of the 50%. So you'd get a 5% boost. That's most likely how we'll do it. Still to be confirmed, but it will either be tiered, like you're saying, so different amounts that would create tiers in the amount of XP boost you get, or we'll just do it as a percentage.
Cool. Next question.
There we go. What percentage of summoning fees is added to the dynamic reward pool? I don't see the formula for summoning fees that is added to the reward pool. 100% of summoning fees are added to the reward pool, minus most likely around a 5% royalty for the treasury. There'll be a royalty for the treasury, but you can assume something close to 100% or 95%. 95% or so. We may have a 5% royalty to the treasury to fund the project, and the rest will go directly into the reward pool.
Cool. Next question then.
Okay, what percentage of in-game revenue is added to the dynamic reward pool? So this we're yet to confirm. We need to go through our whole revenue model and make sure we get this right. But for example, if there was probably around 10 to 20% maximum of in-game revenues. By in-game revenues, we mean like if there are any purchases that can be made in the game, if there are royalties on secondary market NFT sales, we will put a portion of that into the pool. We're not 100% sure how much it'll be, probably around 10 to 20% maximum.
Cool. Next
Which is a
question,
significant amount that we'd be putting into the... okay, early Bezoge withdrawal. This one is an easy one. So is the 30% fee... A lot of people ask me this, surprisingly. Is the 30% fee taken from the rewards or the actual Bezoge tokens? Can profits be taken at any time subject to the reward penalty? Profits can be taken at any time without a reward penalty. There's no penalty. You can withdraw once a day. Your rewards, there's no penalty to withdraw every day. The only penalty is if you withdraw your Bezoge early, which will be Zoji, because you'll have wrapped your Bezoge into Zoji. If you withdraw your Zoji early, you will be deducted 30% of your Zoji. So essentially 30% of the Bezoge that you staked will be deducted. No, the rewards won't be deducted whatsoever. So this is basically... a lot of staking platforms, not necessarily most, but a lot of staking platforms don't allow you to withdraw early at all. I know with Luna, a lot of people had their money stuck. And so, when there was when the price was going down, a lot of people couldn't withdraw their money at all. And that's kind of the reason that we decided, let's have the ability to withdraw, but let's disincentivize it, disincentivize it where, yes, you can take out at any time. Let's say you have some financial issues and you decide, actually, I really need to take half of my Bezoge out of staking and sell it because I need to pay some bills or whatever. You're in a tough situation. You still can. You'll just have to pay. You'll just get 70% of your tokens back. You won't get 100%. So, yeah, it's just to disincentivize or decentivize. Sorry. I'm not quite sure which word it's meant to be. Disincentivize.
And just to clarify, when you say 70% of your tokens, that's your reward tokens. You'll still get 100%.
No. It's of your Bezoge. It's of your Bezoge.
What do you mean from the pool itself, the reward that's accumulated, there's a 30% fee.
No. You lose 30% of your Bezoge that you staked. You don't lose any of your rewards. Your rewards are withdrawable on a daily basis. You lose the Bezoge, 30% of the Bezoge that you staked for withdrawing early.
Okay, yeah, because that's a question. It's good that it was clarified, because the way sometimes it reads out, it's also people think they're losing 30% of their rewards.
No, rewards you'll receive all of your rewards up until the date that you withdraw. But if you withdraw before the end of your staking period, you'll lose 30% of the tokens that you staked.
Okay. And what
So
about
if I'd staked 100 trillion Bezoge, I would only be able to withdraw 70% before the staking period ended. As soon as the staking period ends, you can withdraw 100%.
Steve, this
And
is
the
a good follow-up. Yeah.
Yeah, and the 30% that is left in the pool is given to the other stakers. So that's also one of the rewards that you receive as staking. So as people do withdraw early, if they do, the people that are still staking will receive that 30% as a reward for staking. So that's where we were saying earlier, you will actually accumulate more Bezoge by staking. A lot of that will be from the early withdrawals. So that was a good question.
What about the case that someone changes their stake, moves from 30 days to 90 days?
Yeah, if you change at the end of your peer staking period, you get 100%. Yeah.
Or
This is only if you do it. This is only if you do anything before the end of your staking period.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is in between 30 to 90, let's say you shift after 15 days. Or let's say you downgrade from 90 to 30 days.
Then you lose
that would
30%.
actually mean, okay, that means you're unstaking to restake, basically.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
We could potentially add in the problem with doing. We could add in the ability to extend it to a longer staking period, but it makes the calculation extremely complicated. So, unfortunately, we can't really do that. It's from a gas limit perspective. We'll reach the gas limit a lot faster if we allow that functionality. So it's a lot safer to just you can move to the 90 days, but you have to wait until the end of the 30 days to move to another staking period as well.
Makes sense.
Okay, that's the last question.
Yeah, so I've got quite a few different starred questions.
I see one here, Ernesto's one. Is there a use case for, you started this one, I think. Is there a use case for origin blocks so holders of origin blocks can earn also? The only use case for an origin block is to collect or to summon a Bezoge from it. So the use case is summon and then you get your rewards. There's no earnings for holders of origin blocks, only for Bezoge. So that gives you a bit more incentive to open it as well.
I'm gonna still keep mine closed.
Yeah, guess it's a risk.
I like the mystery.
Yeah.
Malcolm opened a couple of origin blocks the other day. He didn't get any mixed breeds or purebreds though.
Unfortunately not. It was a fix.
I couldn't wait. I opened all mine at once.
Yeah. The staking for me is what and the rentals is the draw. So, but maybe I'll buy some more origin blocks as well. So I think I definitely will.
Okay.
So
are you going to select the questions, Malk? Okay, good.
I can just go. Yeah, you can see them starred though. We've got a couple good ones.
Let me go back to the other slide where it says Q&A, just for my OCD. There we go. Can you mint armor and items if you rent a Bezoge? And can you use them on other rented Bezoge? Yes, you can. So any items and armor, like weapons, items, armor that you create in the game will be attached to your game account. They won't be attached to a specific Bezoge. If you're renting Bezoge, the items will still be in your account. And you can also, not in the beginning of beta, but during beta, we'll add the functionality to actually mint them as NFTs on chain. At least we'll have the ability to mint them as NFTs on testnet during beta. So you'll be able to actually hold them as NFTs, and you'll be able to use them on any account that you link your wallet to. So they're not linked to a Bezoge specifically.
Cool.
So I guess the answer to that is yes.
So another question. Bezoge holder.
Okay, so if you're playing with your Bezoge, no one can rent it. It's removed from the rental pool as you are playing with it, but you don't lose any rewards. So you still get the same share of rewards whether you use your Bezoge 24 hours a day or not. That's not affected. So the only way to ensure that you can always play the game is by owning a Bezoge. Because sometimes if there's too many players and there's not enough supply of Bezoge, you'll have to wait. You'll have to be in a queue to play the game.
Cool.
And if someone is renting your Bezoge, just before as another thing, and then you come in, they will be automatically switched to the next available Bezoge to rent. So you'll always be able to use your Bezoge. There'll be an overlap where both of you are playing for a couple of minutes to give them some time to find another Bezoge. But yeah, you'll always be able to play if you own one, and you'll kick the person off of your Bezoge if you open the game while they're using it. I guess this is kind of answered. Will you need a Bezoge to play beta? No, rental will be available in beta. V1 of rental. V1 of rental is kind of all automated. You just click one button and you'll get a Bezoge. V2, you'll actually have some customization and selection on which breed you want, which rarity. Well, which breed you want, Benji, right? That we're doing a priority of, you'll set the priority of all 8 breeds from 1 to 8, and we'll prioritize the first available one in order of the breeds that you want. And then I think V3, after that, we'll actually have we'll add in a queuing system. At least the goal is to add in some sort of queuing system while you play, so that you could rent the first available one now, but also wait in a queue for a purebred. And you'll be able to see how many people are waiting for the purebred and decide whether it's worth it or not. Or you could also queue for an epic, or you could queue for some very specific Bezoge. But you'll be able to play in the meantime is the goal. And that's a bit more complicated, so that's why that's not in the first version of beta. But as we learn how the rental works through beta testing, we'll improve it and optimize that and add more functionality. I think a lot of people will want that functionality to be very specific about what they want. They might want a purebred gold Bezoge baby, and they can literally just wait until that one is available. But we don't want people to have to sit and wait without being able to play, because that's the worst. I know when you're sitting and queuing to get into a game, we've been on a lot of games like FPS and things, when you're queuing, that's the most boring part. So we want people to just start playing and then queue while they play. Okay.
This is a good one.
Does Elon Musk fire SpaceX rockets? Yeah, I mean, I think that the Elon Musk won't be in beta, actually. There'll be no guns. There will only be bow and arrows for ranged weapons. I don't know if we have a crossbow or not. We maybe did a crossbow. I don't think yet.
No. I mean, no, there's no crossbow in the models yet. But like, that should. All this would probably come during the beta. But like,
but
for the launch.
The Dark Soji will have a very cool projectile weapon, I think, as a spell.
Yeah.
The other thing, the weapons, as in guns, they won't be in beta. I don't think they'll be in for a while. They may be used in some mini game. We may do in future some sort of FPS as a mini game within the game, like laser tag or something like that. Like a mini battle royale FPS, which I think would be really cool. That's something we're considering. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that on the AMA, because now everyone's going to want that. But I think either an FPS or a TPS, like third-person shooter. I think FPS would be better, personally. I think an FPS with Bezoge would be great. So I would probably play that every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially because of the way the Bezoge move, they're very mobile. You know, an FPS in a kind of platforming style game I think could be really fun. I don't think it really exists very much in the sort of arcadey platformy style of game we have as an FPS. There's not very many on the market. I think that could be quite fun.
Yeah.
So maybe
So-
in the game as a mini game and maybe as a future title. Only time will tell.
So I know this question's been asked a lot, so I'll let you.
Yeah,
talk
I saw that
a little
one.
bit
I
about
saw that one.
pets. Got a lot
I knew-
of questions about pets right now.
Mike asks about pets every week, so yeah, I know. Everyone asks about pets every week. Shiny is asking. A lot of people are asking. We discussed this last time, I believe. We are looking to add some. Okay, let me put this in some terms for some of the geeky tech people might understand this. So much like Apple still hasn't released a calculator app for their iPad, the reason they haven't done it is the reason. Did they just do it?
Yeah, like in their.
Okay, so it's taken them like 5 years or 6 years to bring out. Not that I'm saying we're going to wait 5 or 6 years to bring out something for the pets, but the reason they didn't bring it out sooner is because they want to do something really cool with it. They don't just want to slap in they don't want to scale up the iPhone app and add it onto the iPad and say that's the calculator or that's the weather app. These are two very famous apps that they've never brought out iPad versions of, by the way, for the geeks in the chat. But we want to do something really cool with the pets. We don't want to just have them follow you around. Yes, they will have that functionality most likely. Follow you around, maybe give you a little bit of a stat boost, kind of like an item or an armor. But they just look cool and you can have them as sort of a street cred kind of thing. I think that functionality is a given, but we don't want to just launch them with that functionality. We want to have them having something really cool, like their own PvP, for example, or being able to use them as mounts or something like that makes them really cool, rather than just have them follow you around, which is what everyone kind of expects. So there will be a really cool in-game use, and we are brainstorming it kind of on a weekly basis. But the main focus right now is on beta and getting it done. But right after that, I think we'll have more time to spend on. I think we'll maybe have a couple of people dedicated to just doing something really cool for pets. I think that's what we'd like to do, rather than just rush it and say, hey, pets are integrated into the game. Let's do something really cool. Benji, did you have any thoughts on that?
Sure. I think that there's some cool things we could do. We have like a few ideas for that, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how. But we'll still. I mean, the goal is to have them fairly soon into the game because everybody loves the pets. So I think that will be a cool addition to the game. Anyway. Yeah. Even at first, if they just follow you around, I think giving you a boost, maybe launching a few spells, I think that will already be a pretty cool feature. And then but we're definitely thinking about like what would be really the future for them, how to make how can they really make sense and stuff for the players.
Especially with their limited supply, right? Like to do something really cool with them with their limited supply is I think it'd be really cool. Mm-hmm. And you never know, there may be some other animals in the future alongside the current 4. We never know.
Okay.
We never know.
So every dog will have his day. We're gonna have a Nixoji.
When are we getting our own Bezojis?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
When am I getting a mansion at the top of Bullish? Oh, well, actually, Bullish is not a mountain anymore.
Beta will not be 24/7. It will be more testing sessions than alpha, with most likely bi-weekly or monthly updates, probably monthly at least to begin with, to allow us to add more functionality with each update. but at the most, the frequency will probably be bi-weekly. The reason is this allows us to actually, if we constantly have to have a stable build internally, it slows us down a lot. So allowing us to, have more time between builds actually allows us to keep the game a bit more unstable while we add functionality internally, and allows us to develop a lot faster. So every build that we actually do will take a few days of time for the team at least, just to test it and make sure it's stable. And that slows us down from working on the next build essentially. So it will be online. Benji, did we think about frequency yet? We didn't make an announcement on frequency, but it'll least be. It would be more than alpha, at least, for sure.
The goal, yeah, for sure. I think probably at first, we'll see, because probably at first there will be some, because we are doing a lot of functionalities, especially with the first days of beta. So of course we expect to have like a few bugs, a few things to fix.
Oh, the first few days there'll be a lot of. I imagine there'll be a lot of updates on the builds.
Yeah.
To make it more stable. But after that, then we'll go to less frequent updates once it's a bit more stable.
Yeah. So that's a goal, especially at first. So we'll see. We'll do frequent updates at first, and probably like basically the number of test sessions will depend on the current stability of the build. So maybe the first few days we'll have like quite frequent updates, but like maybe not as many sessions, and then we'll like once we have something that's kind of fairly like very stable, and we basically don't really need to have someone who's like to be like constantly checking what's happening in the beta, then we'll be able to open like a lot more sessions than we have now. So I think that would be what's best for the development, at least. But there will be more than what we have already.
Yeah. I had a side question from a group that I'm in that I can answer, I guess. Original Bezogi versus summoned Bezogi. Will there be something that means originals are more valuable? We've listed in the white paper the fact that the originals will start off at a lower base price for summoning. So that's one reason that the summoning will be cheaper with originals. And we'll also have some, not in the first version of beta, but at least in a later version of beta and before the main launch for sure, there'll be some sort of indicator that you are playing with an original Bezogi. Maybe some aura around the character, maybe some sort of I think there'll be definitely some sort of indicator so people are aware that you are using an original. A stat boost, I don't think so much, but definitely there'll be some sort of indicator so that, other players will be aware that you're using an original Bezogi, which is, I think, what brings the most value out of all of these things, actually. I think people won't really care about the stats. They just want to look cool, at least for me anyway. So I'll be rocking around in my original Bezogi. We may even have the number of the Bezogi above it or something like that, so people actually can see. You can be in the 4096 club. Okay, you'd be a member of the 4096. Okay, any news on MBLK's launch pads? I think this means the launch pad that we'll be launching it on. No public announcement on that yet. Can't really answer that. As soon as there is an announcement, we will. We are in discussions with few launch pads and partners for the IDO and the launch of MBOK already.
As well as our own launch pad as well. I think September there should be announcements on that, but off the record.
Yeah. Next question, Malcolm.
Hold your Bezoge, buy Bezoge, because snapshots could be announced anytime.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's just a couple more questions left.
Yeah, we are in discussions with a lot of projects for partnerships, like through BGA, like I mentioned earlier. There's been a few companies have reached out, but most of these projects that are reaching out already have their own tokens that are already launched. I think Blue Beginnings is there certainly will be interest once the game has already launched. We're not planning on to launch any other tokens before we've launched our own MBLK and we've already launched our game. We may launch something on our launchpad earlier, but I think most likely after our game is already public. And also, Blue Beginnings will be an opportunity to list any future tokens potentially within the project if they're, if we expand and have some new tokens in the ecosystem. Blue Beginnings will be the place to get any Zoji Labs related tokens as well for future games, perhaps.
Or in-game assets as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think more than another project's tokens coming on our launchpad, there would be more possibility for in-game assets that become interoperable. And I don't want to say too much, but yeah, there's more of a possibility of interoperable in-game assets that could come on the launchpad before another project token would come.
I think so.
Opportunity to increase the growth and value of our own holders instead of trying to market or advertise other projects. Unless we really believe in it, we see a long-term partnership with that project. We see that their assets will be used by us. Maybe they have a small game where we can apply MBLK to it. Then there's some possibility of it coming on our launchpad. But look out for some interoperable in-game assets. That would be very interesting for launchpad. And the launchpad is obviously members only. It's Bezoge only. So,
Nope. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Yeah, but that's correct. Yeah, all future products or NFT sales from Zoji Labs are related to Legends of Bezogia or Bezoge will be on Blue Beginnings for sure.
Cool. So, final question, more game related.
Maybe Benji can answer this because I'm not. He'll be a bit more quizzed up on exactly what that means. But I think this is for finding. Let's say you need 5 people to complete a raid of a boss, right? And wait in a queue for people to come in and help you.
Sure. Yeah, I think this so the social features in the game. So there's quite a lot we're planning to do. We're planning to create a party. For bosses, we have not set completely how the flow will be yet. So, but I think we'll probably have something like looking for a group in front of maybe the instance where you can enter, and like in the entrance of the dungeon where you can kind of meet other players, create a party, and enter the dungeon and fight the boss. There are kind of a few ways to do it. So either people would just meet in a physical place, discuss, and create a party, or maybe there would be like a feature to look for a group that might be across different servers and stuff. So we'll kind of test a bit. I think they probably, at least there would be a way to create a party, to meet people in some places. It's probably what we'll have at the beginning, and maybe we'll see if we can make more complex things too in the future.
Yeah, the most of the times I've played games where I've had to group up, it's been through interaction. It's been through the chats. It's been through rooms, and the parties have formed, and then the raids or whatever the purpose of the group has been executed. So I think as long as there's a lot of interaction features within the game, I don't think you need a specific look for group feature. It just you'd find it as long as you interact.
Yeah. I think they would once we have the party system, there will be the chat anyway in the game. So if you want to look for people, you can just type in the chat or try to go to a place where there are lots of people. You go to Rollish, you'll meet a lot of people, and you'll be able to.
Yeah, and especially on we'll be adding a lot of more social features. Like one thing that we actually even created yesterday. Sorry, I'm going to remove the hat. I feel weird with the hat on. As much as I love my Bezoge chat. For example, features like the boats that we built yesterday are actually not necessarily just travel features. They're also they're also social features, because you'll find with people all getting on the boat at the same place and traveling together, they're standing in the same spot beside each other for a period of time. And the boats in World of Warcraft, for example, Benji, are the most social places, right? Where people get together to travel on the boat together. It forces people to be stuck in a small space for a period of time, where they can actually make friends, and that's the main reason for these sort of things like the boats, is to allow people to make friends within the game rather than just and that's also the main reason for these sort of raids, the mini bosses and these other sort of external instances of the game, is to allow small groups of people to play together and make friends together. I think that's the fun thing about those features.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're kind of designing the game to make to be quite social and to have like lots of like places where you can interact. But what we see already, even in the alpha, where there is not like that many features that are made for interaction, people like with the between the chats, like written chat, the voice chat, people interact a lot. Like you see when you enter the game, like everybody's like talking and stuff. Last Friday we tested the game with like all the team. We kind of wanted to do team building with the team in China, where everybody was playing. Like I mean, part of the team was playing the game, and it was a lot of fun. And people, like, even they were speaking, they could only speak Chinese, but they were already interacting with other players, like fighting, running around, exploring the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I came into the office in the morning, they were all like screaming because they were fighting each other in the game. So I came into the office and everyone was like, "Ah!" And I was like, "What the hell is going on in the office?" When I came out of the elevator, and I realized that everyone is in the game, like fighting each other. So instantly, people are already being very social in the game. They weren't running around so much exploring; they were just killing each other. So I think even just playing with other players in the game and having fun like that and killing people will be just running around chasing each other because of how nimble the characters are. It'll be quite fun just like chasing people around and trying to kill them. I think for some of the people that like to go in and just sort of troll people, that'll also be a fun thing to do in the game, I think.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I don't think we mentioned was is the Discord. And I mean, I think maybe, and I know that a lot of people do use Discord to just chat and kind of make groups, join guilds, etc. We might be able to add some more specific kind of team building chats into the Discord, so that you can because I know lots of people use Discord just to have their game chat, and then they have the chat in game as well. But Discord's like a chat platform.
Yeah, I think we'll be integrating Discord a lot more in depth than we have right now. We've already done a full integration of the Discord SDK where we can display when you play the game right now. I don't know if the alpha testers may have known. I think it's is it in the alpha version, Benji? Oh, and
Benji's muted.
Sorry. Yeah, it's in the alpha. It's in the alpha.
Yeah.
Alpha version.
So actually, when you're playing right now, it actually shows in your Discord that you're playing Legends of Bezogia. We'll most likely have a deeper integration where we actually say what area of the map you're in. If you're in a fight with a doge or something, it may say is pillaging a doge in Bezogia, or something, pillaging a doge in Bullish, or some more interactive more interactive statuses for people that are playing that can be really fun to attract their friends into the game as well. As I think when you see that your friend is pillaging a doge, it's a bit more attractive than just playing Legends of Bezogia, right? I think we can add some memes actually directly into the statuses of the players to make it a bit more fun. But there will be a lot of social integrations into the game, a lot of memes and popular online trends will be integrated into the quests. it should be very social and very streamable as well. I think being a streamable game is something that we really want to do as well. So by having content that's constantly on trend, like something, for example, we said before with like during the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, we could have a quest to find the Amber Turd from the Bezoge, something like that. Things like that, I think, would just be really fun. It can just be short-term quests that are based on real-time events that people are all talking about online. And I think this makes the game a lot more entertaining because every time you come in, there'll be something that everyone is talking about is in the game, and we'll most likely have a team of people dedicated to just whatever is trending this week. They need to integrate that into the game as a quest, as a in-game content, and make it as up to date and as fun as possible. And I think this can create a lot of viral moments on streams, because if there's fun things like this, a lot of streamers will want to play the game just because it's fun and their audience would enjoy to see these things in the quests. So that's one of the strategies that we have within the game. I think that'll be, once we have a lot of quests like that, I think that our imagination is the only limit when we get to that point, because every week there'll be something else that's popular and trending online, and we can just do really fun things with it as a team.
Okay, that's it of the questions we had started, but is there anyone listening that wants to come up and ask their question live? You don't have to be on camera. We can
let me
and you can
yep,
just ask.
As the last 10 minutes, will I post the link? I'll post the link, and if anyone wants to come up. There we go. I just posted it. I'll post it a couple of times because I know sometimes people miss it. What does this say? Yeah. See, this is exactly what we're talking about. So, for example, Donald Trump, his house was raided. His house was raided the other day, I think yesterday or the day before, by the FBI. We can have fun quests that you have to go raid Donald Trump's house, and we quickly build in his house, and I think it was his Mar-a-Lago house or something like that. Mar-a-Lago house. But yeah, I think things like that we could integrate very fast as a fun meme into the game, and it'll make the game a lot more entertaining. There'll be a reason to come in every day because there's always some new content.
And also to just kind of like
raid Donald Trump's house to find a laptop.
To make it like super memorable and like directly connected to the blockchain, like give everybody who comes in on that day in the house doing the raid gets like the unique like NFT, like attendance NFT, and we hand those out to everybody so everyone can say that they were there, and like that's just gonna, like, you don't get that with other MMORPGs that are just not built for the blockchain. So
yeah, exactly.
Really
if you're able to collect these NFTs that might be exchangeable for items, they might be tradable for other players that want them. If there's a memento for each of these unique quests that we add in, sort of like real world quests. If you get a memento to prove that you were in attendance or you completed that quest, they could be quite valuable, because if you imagine someone has completed all of them, but there's 2 quests that he missed, he probably wants to buy those mementos to make sure he has the full set. So I think even just the FBI is so cheap.
Sometimes it is hard to say things with a straight face when it comes to Legends of Bezogia. So yeah.
See, this is the point. I mean, we're just having fun on our stream, and people are already enjoying just thinking about it. And if you can imagine, this is exactly what we're talking about. If there's a streamer like someone like Pokimane or something playing the game, and there's these fun quests and things to talk about, I think it can be really entertaining for the audience, because they'll all get involved and start laughing about it, and the streamer will be quite incentivized to continue playing because their audience will enjoy watching so much. That's the goal, at least, to make it a very streamable experience.
The fun factor flows all the way through, from the build to the development to the gameplay itself. And hey man, it's got to be a really fun game to play, because just talking about it is a lot of fun sometimes. So playing it is going to be 10x that entertainment.
Because even last night we were designing the boat, and I think we the launch pad was coming off the back, and we thought of maybe having it coming out of a Bezoge's ass as the launch pad. We thought that even things like that could be quite funny. I think things like this, although they might seem a little bit vulgar, these sort of things would be quite funny on stream. I think people would find funny things to do on stream with flying out of a Bezoge ass on a boat on a launch pad. I think it would be quite funny, especially if it made like a farting noise or something when you go through the launch pad.
As long as it's a bit family friendly as well, so it's all cartooned up and all, right?
I think farting is acceptable. The most entertaining thing that I do when people get in my car is I turn on like the whoopee cushion function, and the kids love it. I know in the Tesla.
I thought you were just going to say something else there.
No, I don't.
He doesn't say something like.
No, this is going to be on this. This is going to be on Twitter now. What I was saying is the whoopee cushion. The whoopee cushion.
So that's what
function.
you call it these days?
Not the whoopee cushion function. I'm going to mute you, dog. The whoopee cushion function is the most enjoyable thing that I do in my car. Every time there's like some of my like family and there's kids in the car, or my wife's friends their kids get in the car, I always turn on the whoopee cushion function and do some farts on the speaker where they're sitting, and they love it. Like they can't stop laughing for like an hour. It entertains them for the whole car ride. So things like that actually can be very entertaining. So if we can implement these things, if Tesla can implement them in their cars, we can certainly implement them in the game and make them entertaining.
I can imagine being entertained by something like that in a car, even though I'm not a kid.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So
I press the button on my steering wheel, and then I can choose which seat farts. Yeah, it's quite cool.
So your car makes more noises than Doglord, huh?
Yeah.
Doglord, a few words maybe? We're about to close.
No, not today. Not in the mood.
He's under too much pressure to make some sort of impactful sentence now every time he speaks.
He's looking.
He needs to be remembered.
He's Googling Martin Luther King Jr. quotations, and he wants to say something really wise.
I have no idea how this quote thing started.
Everything you say becomes a quote now, because
all I know is that in beta there'll probably be some sort of Doglord Bezoge that just doesn't speak, or just blethers out some of these quotes. Yeah, just blether out some of these quotes. An NPC, you just go up and it'll just say, "It's a cloudy day."
I don't think I even said that, to be honest. I said something else.
Oh no, you said something about a cloudy day. Something about a cloudy day for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today's quote was a bit more wise. Yeah, today's quote was much more wise, I think.
Every dog has its day.
Every dog has its day. Yeah. The NPC might say that. It might mumble sort of, every dog has its day. Okay.
Well,
see, Bryce knows it. Bryce says farts make friends.
I feel like we're reaching the end of our AMA, though.
Yeah, we're definitely.
This is all filler content.
Nobody wanted to come up. Nobody wanted to come up and ask their question live. So
maybe we need to incentivize. Can we give anyone who comes up something? So a free hat.
Well, yeah, whoever comes up, we'll ship you a free Bezoge hat. Yeah, whoever is first to come up.
So if every Bezoge holder tells another person that doesn't own Bezoge to buy Bezoge, our market cap will like 3x. Keep that in mind.
Not financial advice.
But I think that's the best thing about communities, right? At least looking through whatever has happened in the crypto markets and how Bezoge went through it. Not even except for maybe in the price chats groups, there wasn't much FUD. A reflection of community is unity, its tolerance, how people find entertainment, right? Because everyone knows that this is a project in development. So it's like every single day, what do you do? And a lot of Bezogians have found place, and in many ways, I feel like they feel like in a comfort zone in our communities, in our voice chats, and that's good. We welcome that, and we want more and more people to join. In fact, I would encourage like you guys should get your family and friends, not just like hey chill and just buy Bezos, no, but just be like hey man, why don't you participate? Come in.
So here we are. Bryce is the winner of. He's been very active
Nice.
today in the chat. Bryce is the winner of a Bezoge hat. If he comes on stream, hey Bryce.
There he is.
From Starview Farm is the winner of. He's been very active. Oh, there we go.
How's it going?
There's an echo of myself, a very bad echo.
Comes on stream. Hey Bryce.
Sorry, I think that echo might be.
Starview Farm.
I think Bryce, you might have the AMA on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got that one muted.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because Twitter has like a 5 or 10 second lag. Oh, and
So I
he's
was
gone.
going to ask, when is the merch shop going to be open so I could actually buy one of those awesome hats?
Well, you got one for free now.
I know, that's great.
I guess Carrie's going to reach out to you after this and get your address and stuff.
I would like one as well. Put my hand up.
But I mean, Zach's making me jealous. Can you put your hat on, Steve? And it got me thinking, when's the merch shop going to be open?
I don't know if you guys saw, but I've been switching between the orange and black and the red and white throughout this AME. And I was like, I'll notice if people
I did notice.
Oh, you did?
I noticed very much. Those hats
I've got the OG. I've got the OG as well, the $ Bezoge one.
Yeah, the only one I have is that solid black one with the $sign.
One?
That's the only ones I have here.
It's a nice one. It's a nice one.
Yeah.
These ones are a bit more subtle, yeah. But they're. I think we should open a merch store very soon. We may just. Malcolm has quite a bit of experience with Shopify. We may start off with just a Shopify store. Marco, I think you have experience with Shopify, right?
Maybe? Yeah. I mean, I know that
a very basic
I think
store
a lot
to
of the
begin with.
design's already done, but I mean, it's very simple to kind of launch. I think it's just about timing, and like also our focus has been really on the game and kind of making sure we promote the game, and get kind of everyone ready for beta and hype the beta. But it's certainly on the to-do list, 100%. Yeah.
Very cool. Much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. We'll try and work on that as soon as possible. I think after beta is cleared up and the marketing team and everyone has time, content team have some time. Not that they're going to have that much more time, but they'll have a little bit of time. We may be able to just set up the store. And we are expanding the team quite a bit right now. We're hiring in Dubai, and we're also hiring in the Pakistan office as well. So
we'll try to maybe in a week's time drop some pictures, maybe a video or something of our new office here in Dubai. It's a nice space. We get a view of the tall tower, the tallest tower. It's well fitted out. So we'll try to drop some stuff for you guys to see. Right now, it's just kind of like cleaning up, getting the last bits of furniture in, but and maybe in a week's time or something, we'll show it to all you guys. In fact, Steve, you've barely seen it. I just kind of showed it to you.
I think next AMA, I think we said next AMA, Nick was saying earlier, next AMA, I think he'll take everyone for a little bit of a tour, and he'll actually have to speak. Yeah.
I can give a good tour. It's not still at least it's not a huge office, right? So it's 1,200 square feet. I think I'll be done in less than a minute.
As long as there's a fridge, you can do crib style.
There's a fridge. There's a fridge.
You mean put the camera in the fridge and open the door?
Nah, just kind of like what's in your fridge. That's what I want to know. What's in the Dubai office fridge? It says a lot about our team. I mean,
I don't think we have a fridge. We have one actually.
Yeah, we have a fridge.
Yeah,
there's a fridge. I saw a fridge though.
Yeah, we have a pantry as well, right? Yeah.
Let's not talk about fridges too much. Far was going to make a tweet about us talking about fridges if we keep talking about too.
Okay.
Is anyone
So I
else?
think
Anyone else wants to come up, say a few words, win a free hat?
I like the impromptu decision to give out free hats to anyone that comes up.
I just found this as well. I think these were. I've got all three different ones: the gold, the silver, and
Oh,
the
I have the
bronze.
coins as well. I have the coins.
Yeah, I just found these. I'm gonna store them away.
I have a
Guys,
box
this
of
is-
like I have
I
a
think
box of
those
like
are
20 of
sold
them.
out. I
It's-
think
it's
Yeah,
great.
they're sold out. They're
Yeah.
sold out, and they were collectible one of one.
Yeah, it reminds you of the early days. I just love it. It brings back such great memories. I've got an extra. So I've got 3 gold, silver, bronze, and I've got 1 extra gold. So maybe we can come up with something interesting.
Oh yeah, I think we actually have Nick. I don't know
They have
where
quite
they
a
are.
few.
But I feel like we have a big box of like 20 or 30 of them that were the original samples for them.
Coco should know.
Yeah. Okay. I
Is
think
anything-
that I think that's it for the call. Anything else anyone has to add?
Yeah, man, just look forward to some of the pre-beta stuff. Really looking forward to the beta. Loving the community growth. I'm so sure it's also coming. Majority of it's coming from the community, spreading the word. So guys, keep doing that. Loving the wallet holder growth. Encouraging the community to also work on that because that's good. Like to see wallet holders growing as well, and the Twitter is doing amazing. So Malk, Nick, Farwash is not here. You guys are doing an amazing job. Amazing to see 46,000 followers now, organically growing. So keep that up, guys. And yeah, like us, tweet us, spread the word. If you are in touch with other projects, encourage collaborations, partnerships. We're very willing and open to talk. Bringing in more aspects to the open side of the MMORPG metaverse as well, bringing more use cases, pegs to Bezoge Token, hopefully pegging MBLK beyond just Legends of Bezogia. There's a huge, huge future ahead, and all you guys are part of it. So any small things, just pass it on to us, man. We're all here.
I don't know who put that comment up, but I like it. I'd UFC fight someone for some coins.
I just put that up there. I was like, I have to.
I'm not in UFC shape, so just give me a mailing address. I'll wave my white flag and just ship this over to you.
Yep. Michael is going to have to get in on the auction of the yellow purebred because that's kind of become his signature profile picture. Everywhere Michael is, he has the Bezoge profile picture. He's going to have to get in on that auction, I think.
That's still some time away, isn't it?
It is some time away, yeah.
Mhm.
We may do some giveaways for those as well. We may.
A
But,
purebred giveaway.
A purebred
Maybe-
giveaway. I think that would be a
maybe
popular
on
one.
the maybe on the beta launch day. So everyone needs to make sure there's going to be some things happening on beta launch day. So everyone needs to be playing on that day. I think that's pretty important to mention.
Yeah, there may be some collectibles that are, only available on that one day. You never know.
Or some hats.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to
think
tell
better- I
everybody
think better
now.
than-
I'm
think
muting
better than hat.
Telegram. I'll mute the Discord chat. Everything's going to be muted to force everyone to get on because I want to be on there too.
Well, one last question on the Telegram. Is staking coming before beta? No, staking will be after MBLK launch. But the contract is complete and will be being audited this month, in August. That's why we wrote in the white paper, staking contract in August. Staking contract will be complete and in the process of being audited within August. And there's actually 4 contracts or something within the whole staking contract that needs to be audited. So as soon as MBLK is launched, we'll open staking. Otherwise, there would be no point. There would be no rewards because there's no MBLK to give you.
And there will be a lead up to it, so people will know how and when to expect staking coming up. Obviously, with the launch pad, the
Yeah, but-
listing, you guys will be updated on MBLK along the way.
Yeah, and we may open up staking early to holders of a certain amount of Bezoge. We may do something like that, blue beginning style, where people can get in one day early or a couple hours early for larger amounts. But they're still to be confirmed. Because the earlier you get into staking, the more rewards you should get, essentially. Yeah, and also I guess if you're staking for a year, also the earlier you can the earlier you could unstake, I guess. So it's an advantage in a couple of different ways, that you get the benefit of extra rewards in the beginning because there's less people staked, and then you can also withdraw a little bit earlier than other people if you want to. So
Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but with the launch of the staking contract, I think the first people that are getting in, I mean, don't you think in the first 3 days or a week, majority of the people who are staking would probably be in already, so that it's just a very short gap to benefit or advantage from the staking contract?
Yeah.
This is what I thought.
Yeah, just in general, as let's say the first day, let's say there's like 10 quad staked for 1 year on day one, something like that. It's all going to be unlocked at exactly the same time. So a lot of people would like to be the first one that gets unlocked. So the earlier you stake, the better, I guess. And of course, the less people that are staked in the beginning, the more rewards you'll get, because you'll own a higher percentage of the pool. So the first person to stake will get the more percentage.
Yeah, leading up to it, we have plans to drop some infographics, more explanations, tutorials, as seamless of an easy process as possible, and we'll be putting that out to the community as well. So they'll have a very good idea on how to take the most benefit from staking if they're really looking to go in long term.
For sure. Okay, right. It's I think we should wrap it up.
Cool. Thanks, you guys. Thank you all over here. Thank you, community. Thank you guys watching the recaps.
Yep. Thanks everyone for joining.
Bob, want to give us the closing words? Come on, hook it up with the closing.
Thank you. No, I just want to thank everyone for joining. I believe that like a lot of people in here have been there for a long time. Been looking at all the comments and everything. So yeah, just thank you for continuously believing in the support. Bull or bear, doesn't matter.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, it's always a great experience coming on the AMAs. The lovely comments from all the people that have been here for like over a year now. There's a lot of people that have been here since day one that come onto these AMAs. So it's great to see everyone every couple of weeks. Okay, we'll see you in 2 weeks. We have a stream. There'll be another stream, I think, from Benji and Samuel on Monday. Is that right?
Yeah.
So there's actually one on Friday. Just Samuel.
Friday and Monday.
Who's working on the Central Village, and then Monday, Benji and Samuel will be doing it. So yeah, at least for the next 2 weeks, there's going to be 2 streams a week, which is pretty exciting. So certainly, get on the Twitter. The link will be there. We might stream only in Discord, or we might actually do it on YouTube. We're still kind of undecided yet about that.
I think YouTube would be good. I think we can open up to a bit of a wider audience, at least once or twice, and see how it goes. I think it'd be nice to open up to people on YouTube and have record of it so people could watch it later. Because I know there's a lot of time zones in here, so it's tough for a lot of people to come into Discord at the right time.
Yeah, and actually quite a few people in the team, like some 3D designers, asked if they could see like a recording of the stream, and just to see how Samuel works and stuff. So it's cool if we do a recording. Like if we do it on YouTube, we'll have the recording.
Yeah, because we have some very talented members in the team, and I think a lot of them want to learn from each other as well. So
yeah,
it's a unique opportunity for us to, show the process of some of the top members of the team and how they create things at a high level, so that the more junior members of the team and anyone in the team actually can learn from it. I think it's a cool thing to do. They're all asking actually every week how they can watch it. So I think next time we should definitely get it on YouTube and have it recorded. So maybe this week we can actually do Samuel's stream on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Makes sense.
Any other final words from anyone? Benji, maybe the contacts of your hairstylist.
Sure. I mean, it's just genetics. It's just like if I let
We
my
should,
hair grow like that,
We should open up the merch store and just have colored polo shirts in there. Colored polo
Yeah,
shirts and afro wigs. They would probably be quite popular.
do a partnership with Uniqlo and yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up, guys.
Awesome.
It's good to see everyone in good spirits today. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Excited for beta. Excited to see you guys again in 2 weeks. Thanks for supporting.
Yeah.
Keep sharing.
Right.
See everyone.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.